We're with Matt Kline, the head coach of the Scott Central boys basketball team, and Coach, it's an exciting time for you. I know you're a player, you're now a coach for the entire Scott Central boys and girls basketball programs to be inducted in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. First off, just says a lot, but it's very exciting for all those players, for all the people that's connected with the small town of Scott County Central to be a part of. And what's it been like to kind of represent Scott Central?
I mean, it's great. You know, I've spent a lot of time with Coach Cookson over the last month since we've known about this and talking and kind of rehashing things in the past, you know, and talking to former players, guys that I hadn't talked to in a while, you know, and starting to put together some of these numbers for the Hall of Fame and look at them. It's things that we may have taken a little bit for granted. It's just kind of amazing what the tradition in both programs has been like.
Yeah. Well, we know all about the state championships, you know, at Scott Central. Being Scott Central guys, that's what we fight for. You know, state championships. But like you said, you look at all district, you look at all state, you look at all the numbers and all the just tremendous players. You know, Marcus Timmons, all the Lissets and McClintons, and it's just everybody. Can you take us through just kind of some of those? You've lived it, you've been a part of it. Can you kind of take us through just a little bit of the history of Scott Central and what it kind of meant back in the day when they were just rolling?
Well, that's something that later on when we have our speech I'll talk about. And the rolling, it was kind of, you know, I was there at a time that it really was rolling. I got to play when they were winning 7 in a row. And as you you didn't want to be on a group that dropped the ball. You know, it was just as much a relief as it was a celebration when you won the state tournament. But what was so great, and it'd go all the way back to 76 to there through the 80s and 90s, and this last run we made here starting, 2008, I think, is when you were done with a state tournament or you're done, the focus in a day or two went on to the next year. You didn't worry about what had happened behind you. That was done. If you were a junior, we needed to see what were we going to do when we were senior.
I think one of the more interesting things about Scott Central, it's a small school. It's families. It's a bunch of families, a bunch of basketball playing families. I mean, it started with Otto Porter Sr. winning a state championship in '76, and then we move on, and Bubba, Otto Porter Jr. is winning championships at Scott Central as well. It's just a family thing. It really is.
You're just bringing those two up. I don't know, back when we were playing and going to watch state tournaments with boys, you read in the program, you saw 25 rebounds in a game by Otto Porter Sr. Like, man, 25 rebounds, that's a daggone good week, And then you get to be around and see that it's Otto Porter Jr. That breaks that record with 35 rebounds, It's been a tradition. You've got, there's not a coincidence, in the boys program, that you look at a lot of those guys that played them during the 80s and 90s and 70s, 80s and 90s. It's a lot of sons and stuff that were playing in 2008, 2009, 10, all the way through that.
And not to be outdone is the girls program, which it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's a secret, but it's just kind of maybe a little bit overshadowed just because of what the boys have done, but still in their own right.
It was overshadowed because a little bit by what the boys have done recently. And I think there's a way, I don't like to say we were spoiled because you put the work in, but it's almost like a right. Your boys and girls were both going to go to the Final Four every year. They put in Coach Farmer, Coach Johnson, Coach Farmer, these guys, they just had those programs rolling. I'd see girls teams there, they're throwing up 100, 115 points a night, running, and they were, all on the same page, no jealousy amongst them, this and that. It just, our girls program was, is something to, it was really something to be proud of.
Just the basketball tradition at Scott County Central is something to be had, and it's something special. Coming from that, we obviously know that how special it was and how valued that those programs are, and we just want to thank you and congratulations again for the Scott County Central boys basketball program. It's Coach Matt Kline with the Scott County Boys.